Hey, good morning to everybody all over, all over Europe at this point. I'm kind of wondering what we're doing here, having this early of morning of a match for you guys here. But that's what we're doing. Uh, Today we've got a little open league matchup here between Yoshi and Tignaldo here. Hi Yoshi there. He's going to be representing the Psyduck-Psychos there, who already have 9 points on the season. Teammates are Crackerito and Bumble. On the other side there with Tignaldo, they are perfect throughout this time already here. They've had 4 matches. They've won all 4 of them. Tignaldo, his teammate's going to be Murdrio and Blackie Rave. My name's Dave's Cloud. I'm your commentator today. Working on the tracking here behind the scenes for us there. We've got Neverdolch. So gonna help out a little bit there and gonna be making sure that we know what's going on. This is week 3 of the Open League. We're doing a little almost all dungeons here. Basically, almost all dungeon keys. We've got to beat everything except for Aga Tower, unless that's our way into the Dark World. So we're looking for everything today. And as we can see, both runners are just making a beeline for the Uncle right now. We're going to start off with our first key of the day there, a small key to Dark Palace. That is our first pod key of the day here. All right, I'm going to get a quick save and quit from the Uncle chest. Now, both runners in lockstep so far are going to go over to the Sanctuary, grab 50 rupees out of the Sank chest, and going to head towards Kakariko, where we can start seeing exactly what we're looking for here. Now, as this is our first real, week 3 80 keys mode race of the week here, kind of there's a little bit of a flavor with this one here. We the admins and the people who organized the entire league made a decision here. Let's throw the GT Big Key on pet. So I can guarantee you, every single one of you right now, that there is something on pedestal today, and it is the GT Big Key. So that's where the kind of little flavor comes in, because you need to kind of try to figure out exactly where are the 3 pendants and where could they be. Now, you notice I said the GT Big Key. This does mean that if you were to get unlucky and say maybe find out that Turtle Rock is our final pendant of the day, you could be looking for an ice rod in GT Basement. So far, I don't believe we have really seen anything of interest here. Some question about a key on Lumberjack. I don't believe we saw that, actually. I think that was just a heart container. I'm not 100% sure. I'll leave that to our tracker there. As we're going to take a second here, over on Tignaldo's side, going to farm up a few bombs from these bottom bush pulls here, only going to grab the 1. Yoshi, on the other hand, deciding he's going to take the 70 rupees that he earned over the course of his first couple of checks here, run down to the shop in Kakariko, pick up and buy some bombs down there. Means he's going to be a little short on money through the rest of this, but we'll see what comes up here as he's into the well. Going to check these 5 items that are here. Going to make sure to probably pick up as many rupees as he can. Gets a small key to Ice Palace. Tignaldo saw something on this race game. Yoshi, though, finding the bow, finding the hammer, having a pretty good well right there, as Tignaldo saw, what did he see there? It was on the screen for only a split second. It was a big key. In fact, it was the big key to Skull Woods, which, yeah, okay. You're happy enough to see that. It's one that you're just gonna go, well, at least I don't orphan that location. As we get silvers already on Yoshi's screen, sitting down there in Blind's basement. With a full heart container in the back. Now, Yoshi not taking the extra time there to pick up those other 15 rupees there, just blasting right by that. Seems to be in a bit of a hurry. Can't imagine why. And there we go. We're going to continue with the items here as that 100 rupees that Yoshi earned throughout Kakariko and the well and the back of Blind's hut there goes to the bottle merchant, picks up the mirror here, and is going to continue onward. Tignaldo going to take the second here. He's coming from the north and from the south, so he'll head up north through the village here. Probably end his route in Blind's basement. Yoshi going to take a second here. Probably see that big key on race game. Go for it as well. Library just dead today. Only 20 rupees. Now, both of these teams are coming out of the Eastern Palace division there in the Open League here. The Open League is, kind of it is what it sounds like. It's an open league. If you want to join it, you grab two teammates, you join it, and if you finish in the top 4, you will be promoted into the Invitational League next year and get to have lots of fun battling against the monsters back as Yoshi goes ahead, picks up his big Skull Woods. Right now, as you can see from the scores at the bottom of your screen, the Psyduck-Psychos have won 3 of their first 4 games, while the Lucky Boys have won 4. There is another team in the Eastern Palace division right now, Clown College there with Ooh This Man Ostora and Mufte, who are also 4-0. So just from that, you can see in these first 2 weeks, looks like Eastern Palace division in the Open League going to be a bit of a dogfight. All right, Yoshi, first one to the dam today here. Gonna open up and grab pull the little lever there in the dam. Find a key sitting underneath the water, and grab a small key to Turtle Rock. As Tignaldo going to go ahead and make sure to come down here as well. Going to get the same key. Yoshi taking out those silver arrows, taking out a few bombs here. We're going to try to kill some mini mold arms if the bomb hitbox has any interest in playing nice. Very quickly done over there on Yoshi's side. That is kind of to be expected. Yoshi being a former champion of the Invitational back in, I want to say it was season 2, I believe. Coming down here to the Open League to play with a couple of friends of his, and definitely is a player that to be watched. Let's say this. The man, slightly good at the game. I think we can fairly say he's slightly good at the game. I think that's a fair assessment. Maybe a bit of an understatement. Ooh, okay, a little aggressive there on Tignaldo's side. Those mini mold arms being jerks. Peeking him here, trying to hit the horizontal shots here. That is a difficult thing to do. Finally gets him down. Gonna go ahead, get a key to the pod there, our first glove of the day, and our cape. Yoshi down in Ice Rod Cave in the just one of the worst places to find it, picks up the flute. So he's going to be heading back to Kakariko right now. Going to go ahead and activate that as one of our, basically our the head admin here, Sigma there in chat, reminding me that actually it wasn't just season 2, it was season 1 as well that Yoshi was champion in. But before we go ahead and go activate that flute, we're going to take a second here and drop in the back escape here, get our big key to Thieves Town, which is quite nice. As a member of Team Sugoi, or Team Awesome, as they were known for, you know, the rest of us whose hiragana is a little bit rusty. I mean, most people, right? Anyway, all right, off to go activate that flute. Looks like Technaldo is just basically following in Yoshi's footsteps right now. To be fair, not a whole lot of other things you can do at this point, but with that flute and that mirror plus that hammer, we do have access to Paradox Cave and other stuff up on Death Mountain. You can head that way, or if you want, you can maybe go find out what your green pendant is over at Toshirala's. But there's a couple of options here. Have to see exactly which one Yoshi takes, because he'll be the first one out of this little cutscene. All right, our little ducky friend is free. Yoshi not really liking the only 4 bombs he currently has. Here's going to go ahead and reload up again. Not worried about his money at all here. Pretty safe to say there's a decent chance that you're going to have enough money to get through everything. There is always that one little thing. We do have that glove that does put Zora into logic. And if Zora is the thing, well, we're going to have to find a significant amount of money. All right, Technaldo activating his flute there after dropping into escape and picking up their Thieves Town big key as well. And first place for him is up the mountain as well. Deciding not to rescue the old man. Instead, we're just going to start rushing the mountain here as Yoshi picks up a small key to Thieves Town, which, out of logic, you still need a lamp before that's in logic. But that, with that hammer, that does mean you can just fully clear out Thieves Town from the word go. Ooh, and there is a big key sitting on top of Spectacle Rock right there. A map on the inside, which is utterly useless. I mean, if you really want to know what your pendants are, I suppose. Technaldo gonna take the time to go get that. Maybe a bit surprising, honestly. You are going to be finishing all dungeons no matter what. As Yoshi holds up that big key, shows us that it's the big key to Misery Mire. Technaldo doing that Spec Rock bomb jump there quite nicely there. Did find that he did get the map to Turtle Rock, I believe, is what I read. All right, getting a quick map check there. That's a 5/6 crystal over on Turtle Rock and a regular crystal for Ice Palace right now. So some information for Technaldo immediately. All right, now they're going to take a second here. Go pick up the heart in the basement of Hera here, as we find out again that the Dead Rocks are just terrible, terrible enemies. First place for Yoshi on his mountain is going to be Spiral Cave, which is nice and slow, as Technaldo demonstrates for us why Dead Rocks are just the worst enemies. Throws a silver arrow into it, which you would imagine should kill it. Instead, it turns it into a rock that blocks his way. Because, yeah. Now, don't quote me on this right now, but I believe AAD stands stands for almost all dungeons. It is exactly what it sounds like here. Aga Tower is not required. What makes this all dungeons is the fact that the creators of this devilish little mode have decided to put the GT Big Key on head. So you are doing all of this, whether you want to or not here, as we're going to get a shield out of Spiral Cave, but on Yoshi's side, we are getting our first sword there in the bottom of Paradox Cave. All right, a map tower of Era there, our blue cane. There is our Moon Pearl. And I want to say that's our third key to pod already. So at some point, one of the tricks of doing this is you have to try to decide exactly what's the most efficient plays I can do. The seed will kind of start giving you hints, right? You'll get keys that'll tell you where things are likely. These 3 pod keys don't mean too much yet, but it is starting to suggest that there might be something, in the side of pod. We'll have to see exactly if either of these runners decide to go over there early. You typically kind of want to try to go to pod later, because the worst thing you want to do is orphan either the big key chest or the harmless Hellway chest, but it's a little hard to say. Yoshi gonna go ahead and pick up his Master Sword out of High Cave. Flippers, there's your answer, chat. A Castle Tower small key and the mitts. Yes, Castle Tower keys also are randomized in this version. So that means that the 2 chests in Castle Tower could possibly have something that is required. Now, for these runners, that's less of an issue than it could be in other modes there, as we find out from the bomb shop vendor that we are going to need the 5-6 crystals from Turtle Rock, which we knew, and Swamp Palace to get the Pyramid Fairy. For these runners with their current loadout there, it's not really that big of a deal to get to the top of the castle there. They can route that in with the pyramid. They have the mirror, so routing's a little bit easier here, as we've got some divergence already. Technaldo deciding not to go to Hype Cave to start with, instead is going to come through Skull Woods. Yoshi, just forgetting that Cave 45 exists, looks like. Just ran right by that. Maybe is planning on doing a quick smith chain here, and then taking the purple chest on down. Technaldo, on the other hand, going to the Skullwood's big key chest, picking out the Cane of Samaria there. Nice slow hammer pegs over here from Yoshi. Unfortunately, no boots to speak of yet, so that's the best way that we could do it. We get a key right there in hammer pegs. It looked like that was just a key to, I want to say that was GT. I blanked out for a minute trying to remember what hammer pegs was called. Our Smith turn in over on Yoshi's side, yielding nothing. The pot prison chest over on Technaldo's side, that's going to be our big key to Turtle Rock. Very nice find there for this, and I'm a little surprised. It really does feel like Yoshi just did not see Cave 45 or ran right by it. Interesting. does get the Ether Medallion out of the purple chest. So these mitts that he found going to be kind of important here as we find our first thing up on top of the bumper ledge there. There is a small key. We're going to find out in just a moment what he can do. Yoshi solves his money problems there in the brewery, finds 300 rupees just sitting there. Ronaldo going to take a second here, pick up a little bit more magic, and then show us exactly what he's going to pick up on bumper ledge here. It is going to be the small key to Ganon's Tower. So that is small key number 1 for Tignaldo here. The second one that we have knowledge of. All right, Yoshi into Thieves Town. This is fully clearable for him. He's got both the small key and the big key. Now, Tignaldo not doing the old man there saved himself a little bit of time, but at the same time, he's gonna have a choice to make here. He can go all the way through and beat blind, but he will leave something in that big chest if he does. Now on Yoshi's screen, we'll get to know really quickly if that is going to be a problem for him. But yeah, we'll have to see. We do find another big key. That's our big key to Eastern Palace there. So that is another completable dungeon just off the word go. There, the moment we get into it, there it is. And sure enough, Yoshi's going to go directly and go ahead and finish off this dungeon. We don't know yet whether or not this is a crystal or a pendant. This being all dungeons keys, we don't care which one it is. You need them both. One of them's going to have the GT big key for you, so you got to make sure, if you do the pendants, I mean, that will lead you to your GT big key on the pedestal. Oof. Oh, the hallway. Just those starfish decided to make just a full-on blockade there on Yoshi's side. There took a few hearts of damage there, but got through okay. Yoshi trying to pick up an extra heart there. Unfortunately, the heart was just over the barrier of where the screen scrolls, so didn't get it. But good effort. Gonna take a second here, see if we can't get another one. But the drops do not want to favor him, so just gonna have to keep on walking through. Yeah, slight difference here between the swords there, as Tignaldo not going to Hype Cave yet does mean he's still on Fighter Sword. These crickets here that are extremely dangerous, actually, taking a little bit more effort to kill there. It takes 4 shots with the Fighter Sword versus the 2 from the Master Sword. As down into Blind Cell goes Yoshi here. Still haven't found anything in the back here of yet, but Tignaldo following Yoshi in here. So, moment of truth here. This is a big chest for the Lucky Boys here. If Yoshi pulls something interesting out of here, that's really bad for the other one. Only 10 arrows though, so not going to immediately hurt the Lucky Boys and Tignaldo. So can breathe a little sigh of relief now. That is something that might come up later, depending on where are our big keys for our pendants that we still have no idea what they are. But as of now, no harm, no foul. All right. Both runners into their blind fight here. Scripted fight, 9 hits. Yoshi staying perfectly on script so far. Oh, took a little ding there, but that was on the last hit, so easily recovered. No problem there. Technaldo looks to be doing about the same thing. Adding a couple more little fighter sword dings there, but yep. Clean fights from both guys. They're very, very, very good here. And the crab, a shovel. So if Yoshi's going to be heading down south here to go pick up that Cave 45 and everything else that he kind of skipped earlier and the dig game, he can go ahead and route in that shovel while he's there. I kind of expect Technaldo to head that way, considering, but Yoshi's just saying, nah, forget it, I ain't going that way. We are heading north. All right, with both runners here, kind of retracing each other's steps here, just kind of big, quick shout outs here to SpeedGaming and all of the SpeedGaming channels here. It's thanks to the people behind the scenes who, help get these restreams running and such right there. Big shout outs today to our tracker, Neverdolch, who, without him, we wouldn't be doing this. To be completely honest, I'm here because it's either this or nobody would be here. But without a tracker, we just wouldn't restream it. So big shout outs to him there for helping us out today with that. If you guys are interested in, being a part of this or helping track or helping commentate some of these matches here, just head on over to the League Discord, and there's some people who can, help you get to the right places here. We're always looking for, a little bit of help. Now, Technaldo, as we're talking about things being skipped, Technaldo deciding to skip the Smiths as of right now. Gonna find a key here, a small key to Skull Woods in Cave 45. So that's not that's fine. You kind of theoretically need one, depending on how you burn your keys in Skull Woods. Both of these runners going through the locked door in Skull Woods there would have needed one. But there, as I am reminded in chat, he couldn't have done the Smiths. He didn't have mitts yet. Those are in Hype Cave, which is on his route. Thank you, chat. Gotta keep me honest here. Alright. Yoshi heading up towards Bumper Ledge here. He's going to pick up his key to GT here as he takes one look. It goes to leave immediately and then realizes, oh, wait, I actually need that. Technaldo getting his interesting information there from the Big Bomb. Right now, going to make his way into Hype Cave, gonna get his Master Sword, gonna get his flippers, gonna get his mitts. It's actually a decent Hype Cave for once. Okay, now for Technaldo, kind of a decision time. What do you exactly want to do here? You do have the ability to go ahead and clear out Eastern Palace fully if that is something you wish to do. kind of looked like a little bit of indecision there. Went to mirror, then took a couple of sword slashes and go, wait, no, you know what? I'm going to continue on. So, gonna take a quick check here down at what is in the island. Yoshi, on the other hand, made his way up to the thing. As we see, those are boots on the island here. Neither runner has seen that yet. Tignaldo gonna be the first one to that by maybe a little bit of time here. Don't imagine Yoshi will be too long to that. Seems to be headed that way. Maybe going to Catfish. Maybe we'll double back afterwards to go into the portal. We'll see. Probably not, but we'll see. As Tignaldo definitely going to have the better movement options here for a couple of minutes. So we got a hobo check coming on his screen. On Yoshi's side, we're going to be heading up towards Catfish to see if that fish has anything that we want. Not enough money for Zora yet, so that's kind of awkward as we pick up something for... I don't see exactly if that was a key or something else for Pod. Looks like our tracker just throwing it out there that it is a key, another small key to Pod. That is small key number 4 for Pod. Starting to make it seem like there might be something locked in the map chest or in Pod. Yoshi gonna go into Waterfall Cave. They're gonna grab the key to Ice Palace. Big key to Ice Palace, I mean. Okay, into Sasharala really quickly here. Back to Sasharala, having nothing there. Unfortunately, I had to stand up. Did not see what the green pendant was because he hadn't checked it yet. It is Ice Palace. Must have been a sword there in to go along with that Ice Palace big key in the Waterfall Cave, because all of a sudden I looked down and Yoshi's swinging an orange stick instead of a blue one, so great find there for him as well. Gets to see that our Misery Mire entrance medallion today is Quake. This Tignaldo taking Kiki through the forest there, finds out that and then mirroring over to Eastern Palace as Yoshi in Mire Shed picks up his 4th sword, and we get a fire rod in the first chest of Eastern Palace there. This is both runners finding very, very interesting things. As we get a quick look at the torch in Desert Palace on Yoshi's side, just having a heart container, a map to Ganon's Tower in Eastern Palace, nothing too interesting. So far, boots not required. Not required in for Desert Palace, but or anything there, but we'll have to keep seeing as Yoshi's going to make his way over to Checkerboard Cave to check that out, as Tignaldo must have stepped over the invisible line there, because I ended up spawning a 3rd Stalfos in that room. Took him down, no problem, and Yoshi finds the lamp there in Checkerboard Cave. And speaking of big keys, and speaking of Desert Palace, that big key to Desert Palace is in the big chest of Eastern Palace there. So Tignaldo continuing to find things here as he's going. You know, we were talking about earlier, part of this mode, like the most important part of this mode is trying to be efficient and trying to limit the amount of double dips that you end up doing. As at Gina's Cave on Yoshi's side, having a small key to Skull Woods. Right now, Tignaldo having maybe a little bit more luck with that. It's still very early as far as any of this goes here. It's gonna kind of be interesting to see at what point does Yoshi realize that his boots are right there next to him. Not going to have them yet, though. It does look to be heading towards the pod in Eastern Palace area. Probably going to be doing exactly what Technaldo's doing it right now, just at a slightly slower speed. Yoshi gets his information about the green pendant in Ice Palace. Technaldo almost all the way back towards the Armos Knights fight here with these silver arrows. This is not going to take very long. One, two, three, four, five, six, and dead. It's a small key as a reward, and it's a small key to Turtle Rock, which we do need to find. Now, interestingly enough, that is our first pendant of the day over on Technaldo's screen there. The blue pendant drops from Armos Knights. And again, since this is all dungeons, the only thing that's really making this all dungeons is the fact that they put a GT Big Key on pedestal. So those pendants are very important, and you typically want to find them before you head up the mountain. Now, yes, as we were saying, as I'm being reminded here, right? This is almost all dungeons, meaning that the thing that has been subtracted from this is the theoretical necessity of doing AGA. As our tracker today there, I don't know when, this is why we have trackers here, because I did not see this, but is telling us that Technaldo actually knows all of our pendants right now, and for him, it's really great information. This has the makings to be kind of a, well, possibly a fast seed, because right now we found out that our third pendant is the Tower of Hera, which is one of those that is really, really nice to see, because yes, you need the big key to do it, but only kinda. Right? That is one of those that, thanks to our little, in one of the little new glitches slash tricks in the game called Herapot, that we've had it, you could just jump up right there and get that. So, depending on where that hookshot is, that is what we need to be able to pull off Herapot here. We won't need to go looking for things in GT Basement today, as Yoshi's picked up his Fire Rod and just got his Desert Palace big key there in Eastern Palace big chest. Am I okay here at Sigma? That is always a question to ask, but I don't know. Every once in a while, my brain tries to get involved when everything was under control there, and it kind of causes a little problem here. Is Technaldo picking up some blue mail in the bottom of the dark maze. And then grabs also a small key to Misery Mire. Now that small key to Misery Mire is going to be locked behind six pod keys, as interesting choice here from Technaldo. Now with 4 pod keys, you are able to fully clear everything, every chest out of pod, outside of, assuming you have the big key, but which he doesn't. But he'll be able to clear both Harmless Hellway and the pod big key chest, but it does mean he's got to go all the way around here multiple times, and it seems like Technaldo making the choice to do that. Gets a big key to Tower of Hera, so immediately between the two runners, we now have full access to our pendants. Yoshi picking up his blue pendant there from the Armos Knights there in Eastern Palace. Both runners with 2 dungeons completed there, and there's our hook shot. So, hookshot also locked behind 6 pod keys today. Yeah, and then Technaldo's going, you know what, I'm not going around a third time. 2 times is good. Kind of have to see exactly what Yoshi's going to do here. Yeah, Yoshi's in a kind of a rough situation, if we're being honest here. Yoshi's in pod with 3 keys. Now, we just found out that the hookshot is that in the big key chest of pod. That is extremely skippable. Now, logically, not necessary yet by any means, but it does look like Yoshi's not likely to get that. I don't want to say that 100% yet. He could decide to death warp out of the dark maze and then maybe try a save scum for that one chest, but it's kind of hard to say exactly which way we're gonna go here. There's still some options. As Technaldo gonna go ahead here. He just picked up his lamp out of Checkerboard Cave. Gonna run into Agina's Cave. I believe this was a key to Skull Woods here on his side. Yoshi taking a second there to hit the block there, and gonna kind of slowly make his way back here. This is one of the big differences between what Technaldo currently has and what Yoshi has. Technaldo taking that north to south route there from the Village of Outcasts down and around, did end up finding the boots sitting on the Lake Hylia Island there. Yoshi, on the other hand, started at Hype Cave and came left. Does have the Ether Medallion from the purple chest, but those boots are significant. Technaldo is getting to do some of these long hallways much quicker than Yoshi's able to at the moment. This is even worse for Yoshi. He's going to use his small key on the chest in the back here. It's kind of unfortunate. So he's going to need 2 more keys to get his hook shot and be able to complete what we know to be a crystal at the moment. Some very fancy fire rod dashes there from Technaldo. Yoshi failing his hammer jump the first time. It's got plenty of hearts, so he's gonna have, a few 4 or 5 opportunities to complete this. Don't think he'll need it. As down goes Lanmo. Over on Technaldo's side, is rewarded with a small key to Turtle Rock. Yep. AAD stands for almost all dungeons, which is going to be meaning we have to complete everything except for Aga. And today we do know that Aga is 100% not required. There is nothing on Lumberjack. We were able to find our way into the Dark World without any problems here. Gonna not really having too much problem. All right, Ticknaldo, after finishing Landmo here, going to come in and check the Desert Palace big chest. Yoshi right behind him here, figuring I have the ability to clear dungeons. So yeah, man, I am going to clear dungeons. Deciding on Ticknaldo's side that, yeah, no, I'm not going to need that heart container here. I've got blue mail and 11 hearts already. I'm not going to take the time to do that. Compass to Swamp Palace is the only thing out of the Desert Big Chest. Both runners leaving. Yoshi leaving to go do the back. Ticknaldo taking his flute out. Gonna flute down to 8. And are we going to go into Ice Palace without the big key? You kind of want to go into the waterfall first, but not gonna do that. So Ticknaldo gonna leave Yoshi another possible, almost, I don't want to call it an out, but it's almost something like that is a game-winning sort of play. Where if it turns out that there is something in the Ice Palace big chest, which Ticknaldo at this point is going to find the big key to it really quickly here, that is that. Calculated risk there is actually a good way to put that. It's just unfortunate being the eyes in the sky here. We know that if he had just gone through that portal, he'd have the Ice Palace big key right now in his possession. And then just be able to do whatever he wanted with this dungeon, not have to do this additional switch hitting and to do all this. We'll see how this turns out for Ticknaldo, because quite frankly, you almost expect Yoshi to be following him in here. No, of course, and Top Life is right here that this is, from Ticknaldo's perspective, this is a perfectly reasonable play. It's just, we know where the Ice Palace big key is. It is hilariously next to where he is almost. Now for Yoshi, this is also going to work out in the other way for him, because likely what he'll do after finishing Ice Palace here is he'll take out his mirror, go, hey, I wonder what that island has. Oh my god. And then go and get those boots. Alright, so far, red mail there out of the big key chest in Ice Palace, the only real thing of interest. As we're going to try to get a quick little stair clip from Ticknaldo. Very nicely done there. Gonna set up for a bomb jump. Gets it across, no problem here, so he'll be able to go check Ice-T, and then at that point, it is on to Cold Stare. Now, it is quite nice for both of these runners here. Now, Ticknaldo not checking the old man here, so missing the Thieves Town small key here, but Yoshi having it there. We are getting to see basically the results of Ticknaldo's decisions in real time. It's just like, okay, this isn't one of those seeds where one runner gets it really early, makes the decision to go there really early, and then we don't know how that decision's going to play out and hangs over the whole seed. These runners are following each other very, very closely, so we're going to get to see the results of Ticknaldo's decision in approximately about the next minute. So, no need to hold your breath here. You can just, wait 30 seconds at this point. As Ticknaldo This is the moment where I believe some game knowledge might come in handy here. We're trying to do a Samaria refill because he just realized that he did not have the magic to do that, and he just killed his magic. I don't think he realized it. That I'm pretty sure that oh, I did not see what was in the big chest there. I'm not seeing chat freak out, but is he not gonna have? Yeah, he's. Oh no, okay, it was okay. I thought that maybe exploding the block there was going to take off that like 0.25 of a magic bar there, but he's all good there. Yeah, that was a Samaria magic refill glitch there that you just do all that and yep, you throw enough Ancilla on the screen to then you could start spamming Samaria there and it will refill your magic. Crazy glitch, and actually extremely smart there on Technaldo's side to realize what he's got. Realize that was necessary for him. Yoshi getting the big chest there. Again, Technaldo avoiding disaster. There was nothing in the big chest. Oh, okay. Some glitched runners there in chat actually informing me something I didn't know, that because I don't play glitch modes, that exploding the block doesn't cost anything. I always thought it did, but all right, thank you there. I've been playing this game for years, and I will by far 100% say I know maybe 10% of everything that there is to know about this game. So I just play the game. Don't ask me the mechanics behind it. As Technaldo gets his first great sort of item there from the Thieves Town big chest here. So at the moment, kind of looks like not going to be an issue for him. But as everything is kind of just laid out the welcome mat for him. But we'll have to see. Yoshi just showing you why that gold sword is not available before you do cold stare in the vanilla game, because cold stare is dead already. Trapped him in the corner, hit him 3 times, and that was it. All right, Technaldo, very nice little Harapot there. As Yoshi, I think, took one look there, saw the boots, and just like, okay, I'm going to go to Hobo first, I guess. Boots are not going to make going to Hobo any faster. As in the big chest of Tower of Hera there is your pod big key. So that means that you had to go get. So pod was a logical double dip, no matter what. There, you had to go to pod to go get your Tower of Hera big key, so you could go to Hera to go get your pod big key, because the game loves doing stuff like that to you. And that is the third pendant acquired by Technaldo here. All the pendants acquired under the hour mark. So, considering that this is still, almost all dungeons keys here, this has been moving very, very quickly on both runners' side here. Technaldo just flying through this right now. Yoshi finally getting to his boots there. It's unfortunately for him, it's been about a 20-minute difference in boot acquisition. Now, Yoshi doing the exact same thing. Both of these runners have just been following each other's footsteps right now. Unfortunately, did not take a look at what that Quake medallion was. Not the Quake medallion, but the medallion entry for Turtle Rock here. We're probably going to see it again on Yoshi's screen real fast, or I could nudge our tracker there to let me know what that was there. Am I seeing ether on Technaldo's tracker? Is that what I'm seeing? That is the purple chest. That is one thing that Yoshi has that Technaldo does not have. All right, into Hookshot Cave, over on Technaldo's side here. Grabs a bottle. Is that our first bottle of the day? That is our first bottle of the day. There's our small key to Desert Palace, so that's great to find after you've beaten Desert Palace. Not a big deal. You'll have to go back for Misery Mire anyway. You can just route it in there. As Yoshi gonna take a chance here. Does not have the hook shot, so he's gonna have to bomb jump across. No problem there. Gets the big key to Pod, and he's all good. And we're going to see Spike Cave here on Technaldo's screen here. Pulling out the hook shot here to get a little bit of extra speed there. And then going to turn to the blue cane because, you know, why walk when you can run? Just 10 arrows there out of Spike Cave. Yoshi picks up his third pendant as well. Technaldo going to take a quick flute on over to Kakariko here. Checks what is exactly there on this, and for some reason, flutes after checks Lazy Kid there, finds out that he gets a half magic there. Flutes again back to number 3, which is about 5 steps up, but you know, sometimes you get excited. And into Skull Woods on his side. So this is going to route out fantastically for Technaldo here. He'll be able to go directly into Skull Woods, take out Mothula, immediately mirror over, pick up his GT Big Key off of the pedestal. And at that point, it's going to be a question of, okay, we've gone so far now, but what can we do next? Well, if you're Yoshi, you can check King's Tomb, find a big key to Swamp Palace there inside of King's Tomb, just to add to the possible keys that he could find. Quick Bonk Rocks check as well. Gets him the Ice Rod. Well, that kind of answers the question of, hey, what do you want to do next over on Yoshi's side here? I believe you'll want to head into Turtle Rock after this. He has everything that he needs to be able to complete that. Gonna go ahead and do that. Gonna take a second here just to make sure that there was nothing on... nothing required as far as Ag is concerned, as he sees the 10 arrows and goes, okay, okay, I don't need to worry about that today. Very, very nice fight there by Technaldo, taking down Mothula. As chat does remind me, yeah, you're going to need at least 3 keys to get into Turtle Rock here. Yeah, sometimes you can forget that, but it's going to be a key in there, don't worry. To be honest, though, I was thinking through this. There's not a whole lot else for them to go. They can check the first chest in Swamp Palace, and other than that, I don't really know what there is. But Technaldo going ahead, picking up his GT Big Key, fluting away, and going to head over to Pod and finish this off. Now, this move is going to work out great for him because he chose correctly. When he did his 50-50 in Pod here, he took the Pod Big Key chest, found the hook shot there, and was completely fine. Yoshi, on the other hand, did not choose correctly. He ended up going with the harmless Hellway chest. I believe he only got like something like 10 arrows out of it or something. And that was that. Tignaldo trying to pick up the Kiki that he's already turned in and paid for today. There. Autopilot is a thing in these seeds here. When you've played the same screen about 500 times, a lot of times it's hard to convince your hands to not do the thing that you need to do there. As yeah, Yoshi takes down Mothula. As you can see, there is exactly one spike missing from that. That means that fight was exceptionally quick. There we go. That's Tignaldo going to make their third trip around Pod here in order to do this. Might actually benefit from turning his silver arrows back on at this point. We did get those within the, I want to say, first 5 minutes of this, as Yoshi's going to go ahead and pull out his GT Big Key here. That is just going to be standard for every single one of these almost all dungeons key seeds this week. So, you know, I know chat likes ped seeds. You're going to be getting nothing but ped seeds this week. So, fun times. Oh, this is dangerous for Yoshi here. This could be really, really bad. If he does continue into Pod and doesn't just check the green pendant and go, he's going to leave that hook shot in a very, very bad place. Let's see what he does here. That green pendant not having anything of interest. Pulls out his flute and goes to 4. Okay. Hookless Swamp. Not even Hookless Swamp, but this is small keyless swamp here. It's going to be awkward. Not Hookless Swamp. You know, there is a place that we have not been this entire seed, and I just realized it. We have not been to the pyramid, and we have not been to anything to do with the castle here. Both runners, Uncle started and then just said, you know what? Forget that entire area. We're never going there. As down goes Helmasaur over on Tignaldo's side here. Just, again, flying through these dungeons right now. Yoshi going to start off with the Aga Tower chests up here. Both of these two chests are in play. They could have something, they could not. The Castle Tower small keys are floating right now. We only have the one Castle Tower key. We know there's nothing on Lumberjack, but we don't know that there, theoretically, if there is something back here. Now, what on earth is Tignaldo doing? Oh, he's going to get the big chest. Right. So that is his fourth trip around there. For a second there, I thought he was going to do Harmless Hellway, and I was like, really confused because I'm going, I don't have the keys for that, sir. All right, trying to find the exact pixel there for getting his jump across. Does do it and does get the Quake medallion as well. So those so doing a 4-key pod there, not opening the front door for Technaldo, working out, just being able to check everything there, not having to worry about it at all there, really, 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 I mean, you wouldn't really typically, that kind of goes against common wisdom for dealing with pod. You usually just open up the front door, but in Technaldo's case, he not wanting to wait for that other pod key that God knows when is going to show up there. Couple of extra trips around, but in his case, clearing out the entire thing is going to make it really, really good for him. Alright, Yoshi, I would say probably unsurprisingly not finding anything down towards Zelda's cell here. We haven't seen the Hyrule Castle small key yet to put anything that's beyond the very first chest in the escape sequence in logic. So those two chests there, the Boomerang chest and Zelda's cell, not really anything to get too excited about. They are logically significant if they have something, but unlikely. It seems more than often to have something. Speaking of things that are probably not likely to have something right now, we did find the Tower of Hera small key here on the left side Meyer on Technaldo's screen here. Now that key itself is also locked behind 3 Meyer small keys. So let's just say we're not going to be in a rush to go get that one. Now, on Yoshi's side, it does kind of look like we are gonna make our way to Turtle Rock, as chat is right there. Meyer itself is actually locked behind... yeah, it's locked behind 6 pod keys because of that Quake medallion that we used to get in here was sitting in the big chest of pod. So to add to the probably not likely to find a whole lot in here side is that information here. Kind of almost expect to find a couple of pod keys up here in Turtle Rock on Yoshi's side, as he activates the Ether Medallion there to go ahead and open that up. I think we find a pod key in Hookshot Cave, if I remember right, or maybe that was a different key. I know there is a small key in Hookshot Cave, I just do not remember at the moment which one it was. As Meyer looking unsurprisingly pretty dead over on Technaldo's side. Gonna go on this as Crackerito there shouts out that it was the Desert Palace small that I'm thinking of. And Crackerito there in chat there definitely has his rooting interest for the Psyduck-Psychos there, being one of the teammates of Yoshi, who is running the seed right now. Technaldo getting the spooky there, kind of missed the first shot there, but was able to get the second shot. No problem going through all of this there. And back to Vitreous immediately. Got these silver arrows, so 16 arrows, that's gonna be enough. Not a ton more than you need, but he'll have a few left. The first item we find out of Turtle Rock is the book. Hooray. And there you are at the 109 mark. Tignaldo is holding up his 5th crystal there. Only 2 dungeons remaining outside of GT. And GT is very, very quick in his case here. That is just purely going to be a GT climb. On Tignaldo's side, he's kind of looking for... Right now, he needs to find the Ether Medallion. Also needs to find a Swamp Palace small key, which is yet to be uncovered. The Ether Medallion, we do know, is in the purple chest. And after finishing up Meyer here, we're going to take this Desert Palace key that we got out of Hookshot Cave and find out that it has nothing of interest. Oh, and at some point, Yoshi did pick up a 3rd Turtle Rock key, so this is, well, we say fully completable. It's fully completable, except we're going to be leaving behind Lava Chest, which, I don't know, never feels great. It looks like it is time for Tignaldo to go ahead and take his thing there. Incoherent with a question in chat. I do not believe this is 100% locations. I want to say it's just inventory. So this isn't like the previous Cross Keys tournament. I want to say we can still have pod keys locked behind, like in 6. I want to say. I'd have to actually go back and look at the settings right now, because I don't 100% remember, but I believe I'm right. I think I am. It's hard to say. I've been wrong many times in the past. And that is a good point, that Lava Chest could just have your 4th Turtle Rock key. And there we go. We find another key to Misery Mire there on Tignaldo's side there. So, you know, still in real no hurry to put anything there into logic, as we're going to run down and we're going to check the other ones. We do get another pod key for Yoshi out of Mimic Cave, which is very good for him, because that gives him 5. That means the next time that he enters pod, he'll be able to clear the entire thing, no question, get his hook shot, and then motor on from there. And kind of depending on how this works out for Yoshi, he might just be looking for a Swamp Small at that point. Or am I missing something else? And there's our sixth pod key. So pod keys were in here, unsurprisingly. At this point, he doesn't even need to worry about the bomb jump anymore. He can just do it the other way. Alright, time to find out what is on Laser Bridge right now. We're still missing a Swamp Small key, and we're very quickly running out of places for that. Hey, look, it's the Swamp Small key. And Castle Tower 2. There you are. And the Hyrule Castle Small key. God. Your last Turtle Rock Small key. So, you know, so every once in a while, the game gives the commentator a chance to actually just keep up a theme. Thank you, game. That was kind of nice. All right, now for Yoshi, it's not quite go mode for him. He needs to go to pod, which, you know, is going to be his next location. He doesn't really have anything else. Trinex first, his two heads go down very quickly there, as Technaldo unfortunately has a little mirror bonk there because he's got to enter that portal from the bottom, it looks like. All right, Trinex down on Yoshi's side. Technaldo right now is desperately looking for his. He's got two things yet to find. He's not found the ice rod, so he's not able to even complete Turtle Rock if he were even able to open it, because he still needs to get the Ether Medallion off of the purple chest. So yeah, all of a sudden, this kind of went from Technaldo just seemingly clearing dungeon after dungeon, finding himself in a really good position to, okay, things are starting to look a little dicey. Gonna go in here and gonna get the amazing news that, for one, he is gonna get Buttersword, but the other chest does have the Ice Palace Big Key, which that increases one of those places there. Oh god, did I leave it in there? All right, and Yoshi, after checking Ether Medallion, but Ether Tablet there, finding nothing there, heading to Pod with his 6 keys, is going to be in go mode very, very quickly. And that go mode for him is going to be kind of nice because he hasn't set foot in Misery Mire, whereas Technaldo not really going. Technaldo did do cutscene chest, did clear out all of Mire. Yoshi's not going to touch any of that. Yoshi is just going to go, well, time to go kill Viddy. And then he's going to go kill Viddy. Now, both runners on the other side, Swamp Palace for both runners, once they get there, is going to be just a go mode dungeon, no matter what. Now, for Technaldo, is starting to head in the right direction. Yoshi picking up his hook shot there, out of Pod. You know, while that looked at the beginning to be maybe a little bit dangerous, working out just fine. I mean, both of these runners have actually really displayed some excellent execution through all of this. Yoshi, I was very familiar with his execution before this. Technaldo, on the other side, I've been very, very impressed with. I was like, I knew that Technaldo was good, but actually really getting to sit here and watch him, I would say he's better than good. He's quite good. As finds a small key there, gets really excited, and finds it's a small key to Ice Palace, because that's how the game works. Is this my key? No. Is this my key? No. Grabs a big key and finds out that's the big key to Swamp Palace, which at this point is utterly worthless for both runners. But more importantly, did check Bonk Rocks, does have his Ice Rod, is dashing back in the right direction to get to his Ether Tablet. The problem is for Technaldo right now is that Swamp Small is at the very bottom of Turtle Rock on Laser Bridge. Now, the good news for Technaldo is that I'm not sure where Yoshi found his third Turtle Rock key, but it's not going to be a problem because there is also a Turtle Rock key on Laser Bridge. So Technaldo, if he has to go in there with only 2 keys, will end up getting bailed out. All right. Oh, as we find out that Technaldo actually has 3 Turtle Rock keys as well there, as no problem there. Big shout outs again to our tracker there, Never Dull Choose. taking care of it. Honestly, been fantastic here. There's been items flying off the table here. This has been an intense amount of things to track in not even 80 minutes yet. Yoshi skipping Quake. Oh, I understand it, but that's terrible. That is going to help Tignaldo out so much, as this is where Tignaldo is going, oh god, I've got to find this stupid ether medallion. I didn't get this. I didn't get the big chest in Thieves Town earlier. I got to go get it. And this is where it comes back to bite him in the end. Now Yoshi's going to give him a ton of time, because Yoshi's going to give him a full swamp clear. So that is going to be a go mode swamp that Tignaldo is going to get to do over Yoshi. Now, with Yoshi just fluting away from pod like that, from the pod big chest, which had our Quake, there's a good chance he clears all of this, including left side. He'll probably go to the back first, but then yeah. Now, Tignaldo, on the other hand, he's heading in the right direction. It's gonna go down here. He's gonna pick up a key out of Hammer Pigs, I believe. I want to say it's a GT small key. Again, he's going to go, oh, okay, here we go. I'm going to have to head into Swamp. Then finds out, nope, this isn't the Swamp small key. He'll turn in the Smith, get his purple chest, and then he will still not quite be in go mode, but he will be on the right track. Okay, almost left the purple chest behind there. Got a little excited. Opens up the the swamp big chest there. Sees a medallion. Unfortunately, that one is Bombers. Okay, ether medallion acquired for Tignaldo there. Turned in the purple chest. Got his ether medallion. Pulled out his flute. Started hammering on the button there. Get me to the mountain. I've got to go to Turtle Rock really quickly. All right, now the big question is, what is the time difference going to be for Yoshi and Tignaldo after finishing this? If we get a mushroom, which is going to stall Yoshi a little bit more, he's probably also going to be checking the Bombos tablet after he does this. I assume we're going to be coming back into Swamp Palace looking for that last item here. I mean, at this point, unfortunately for Yoshi, Pod is just crushing him today. Losing the 50-50 on the hook shot, and then furthermore, just leaving behind that thing. Big Bomb is going to be open too. That is right on there. Incoherent is right there in chat. So it's gonna be very interesting here. I mean, if anyone has the execution to make up some time there, I would say Yoshi's one of those runners who could do it. But like I said earlier, Tignaldo has just been extremely impressive here. So that execution edge can only go so far. And sure enough, Yep, Yoshi is making his way back into Swamp Palace there. He's got to go check this left side chest. So this is, I mean, from his point of view, this makes perfect sense. He's got probably 5 locations left in the game. That goes to show you just how efficient he's been. That we're under 90 minutes in the seed already, and he's still got he's only got 5 locations left in the game. As those chumps being extra mean there to Tignaldo there, that red male doing a lot of work there. Tignaldo skipped the front of Turtle Rock. That actually does kind of make sense in this mode, because if you will get sent back to the front of Turtle Rock once you finish this here, and you've got to complete it anyway. So go down, all of the density is at the back, run down to the bottom, finish it really quick there, and then find out whether or not you need to do anything else. And for Tignaldo, this would actually really work out doubly, because he won't do this, but in theory, if he didn't find the Swamp Palace small key on Laser Bridge, which is where it is, he would find TR4, so he could theoretically come all the way back down to Lava Chest and check it there. So this is really actually working out quite nicely for Tignaldo here, as honestly his routing really has all day. Takes an extra second there to pick up that extra bomb there. Now, choosing to skip Mimic Cave, okay, I don't know about that one. Okay, we're gonna go back for it. Okay, so we're pulling if it's in the big chest, I save I save a second play here, which fair enough. Alright, gets his key to pod. Yoshi has found out. Okay, not in Swamp. Gonna come over here to Bombo's Tablet, of course, and then it's gonna be getting harder to tell here, because, I mean, as fast as you can do Mire, I want to say a Go Mode Swamp probably is faster. It's really hard to say, who is winning right now. I would rather be Tignaldo right now, but it completely depends on what Yoshi does next, and it looks like this is going to be a Pyramid Fairy play into something. Tignaldo does have a very real advantage, because he's just going to run right into his Go Mode. Yoshi, unfortunately, I kind of feel like that pod big chest is just going to be his last location, and I'm not sure how Tignaldo fell off there, but apparently he did. Right, that is Go Mode for Tignaldo at the 1 hour 27 minute mark, about 45 seconds there as well. Just doesn't even bother to check anything else that's on Laser Bridge, because you don't need it. You've got red mail, you've got silvers, you've got 16 hearts. You can go up and give Ganon 2 or 3 hugs at this point. As I think Yoshi right now has the mushroom and the pod big chest left, and I could very easily be wrong on that. He's going to check that mushroom immediately. Maybe, I'd say we don't even have powder, so powder's probably in... Oh, no, he does have powder. Okay. So, possibly could do powder as well. Pulling out the flute. Finds that it's just 50 rupees there. Also doesn't have Sick Kid, so yeah, that's probably going to be a flute to 3, because yeah, he doesn't have the half magic yet. Comes down, going to get the half magic off Sick Kid here. That is crystal number 6 for Tignaldo. He's got a Go Mode Swamp ahead of him. Yoshi picks up the half magic. Heading over to the powder here, running low on time, and kind of like I mentioned earlier, there's no time to be made up in GT. Like, the GT big key in this mode is on the pedestal. Both runners got that very easily, which is kind of the trick of the seed. Yoshi's going to do the powder here. And having to run back through that maze to get to Pod is slow. Probably about as slow as having to do all of the mirroring to get into Swamp Palace. Yeah, this is going to be tight. Technaldo, I would say, definitely has the lead here, because I would say the Go Mode Swamp is going to be a lot faster than going all the way to this. And oh no, there's another check here for Yoshi. This is going to be huge for this. I think we're headed to Spike Cave. No, we're not headed to Spike Cave. Are we headed to Lava Chest? I think Yoshi is just playing to his options right now. Hookshot Cave is... I thought he did Hookshot Cave. Did he not do Hookshot Cave? If he didn't do Hookshot Cave, yeah, at this point, this is just pulling further and further away from Yoshi right now. It looks like Technaldo going to have a significant lead going in here. He just did the bonkable chest. That is right. He did not have the hookshot when he came in. That's right. Yep. Nope. I remember now. So for Yoshi, I mean, I don't believe he did Spike Cave either. So yep, goes into Hookshot Cave. Technaldo with the very smoothly done Specky clip. Picks up the extra key just because, you know, why not? That's right, the Desert Palace small key is in here, so there's another thing for Yoshi to check. Yeah, at this point, I think Yoshi is just... it's... You don't want to say hopeless, but if we're going to Lava Chest, yes, I think we can say it's almost hopeless at this point. Lava Chest is not a fast check. Yeah, at this point, I think Yoshi has just decided, you know what, if it's the Pod Big Chest, I've lost. And so, you know, you make a decision like that, that's fair. You do it, and that means you're going to check everything else. And unfortunately for him, he is going to get back there eventually and go, oh. And, you know, by that point, there is a good chance that Technaldo might be done with the seed. Or very close to it. Is that a zero cycle? That is almost the zero cycle there. Alright, Silver Arrow into Argus. Excellent fight there. Very close to getting the zero cycle. Alright, as Yoshi's going to show us what this lava chest is, as Technaldo is going to pull out his mirror, then pull out his flute to 1, and then just start flying up Ganon's tower. And Yoshi, yep, gonna go ahead and chase after that Desert Palace small key that he just got out of Hookshot Cave. Unfortunately, also, just not gonna help him here either. Technaldo is heading into Super Bunny Cave, gonna use this to climb up the mountain, get to GT, and at that point, with the GT big in hand, he doesn't have to look for anything in the basement. We can just immediately go up the tower. So at that point, it's just going to be purely execution. How fast can you do it there? And, you know, a lot of NMG runners who try to go something around, like, you know, if you can do it around the 4-minute mark, you're probably doing pretty well. Happy slashes, of course, there from Yoshi, just going, yeah, great, I wanted a map. Yoshi didn't have Zora money when he came up here first time, so we're gonna go throw some money at the fish and find out exactly what the find out. I believe it was like a compass or something, or maybe it was like 50 rupees. I don't remember. Oh, it was a shield. Okay, yeah. So there's the mirror shield, and Yoshi accurately shows what to think about that, and just says, "I'm not grabbing that thing. Forget that." All right, Technaldo going to be starting his gauntlet in just a moment here. Going to have to run through the Cannonball Z room here in just a moment. Yoshi finally heading back to Pod. This is going to be far too late, unfortunately for him, but we'll be hitting go mode here pretty quickly and probably be going, oh, come on. Everybody has been there. I will just say there is one of the asyncs on the async practice list for this mode right now that has a similar problem in it there, and yeah, if you choose, there are two sets of times on that one. The people who chose right and the people who chose wrong. Yoshi in this case made a very, very defensible choice here of going, well, I've got 10 chests in Swamp, I've got 1 chest in Pod, I'm going to Swamp because 10 is greater than 1, and the game goes, you would think so, but it turns out, yeah, it wasn't even 1, it was 3. That is right, because he hadn't done Dark Maze because he didn't get his hammer yump the other time here, but Technaldo just already passed. Oh, lighting that one first. Okay. Haven't seen anyone light the torches in that order, really, but interesting. Yoshi gets his go mode here at the hour 37 mark. Unfortunately for him, Technaldo's at the top of the tower here. He's got a date with Moldorm 2 here in about like 10 seconds here. And gonna stop to pick up the magic? Yes, gonna stop to pick up the magic. Yoshi's gonna go ahead and open up Misery Mire here. We'll get to just run directly to Vitreous, which is, cold comfort at this point. Has no interest in the Moldorm 2 chest for Technaldo because, just look at his equipment. He's fine. Oh, the red cane one cycle there from Yoshi and Mire 2. That was kind of nice. Got a double, it looked like, on the first one there. Another double for Technaldo here. Ooh, and decent enough setup here for this. And yep, there you go. 2-2-2 for Technaldo there on Aga 2. Kind of sounds like a bad lawyer commercial there. Call 2222. But anyway, enough of my random ramblings here. We got to fight a pig. Alright, Technaldo into his cannon fight with Cold Sword. Cape half magic here. things will have to go very wrong for him there. As he's just got that's almost mean to do to Ganon, just kind of running right in front of his face like that. Like, nah, your hitbox isn't here. Yoshi, unfortunately, with ideal execution for that one room, or ideal speed, does end up getting the bunny beam on the way back down there. That's a room where you could actually be too fast in that room. But already on to phase 4 on Tignaldo's side here is Yoshi. Yoshi's on to his Vitreous fight there. Gets a double there for this. Oh, God. Trying to be too fast there with the Ganon there. He's not going to be able to double there, but that's going to be Silver Arrow number 4 for Tignaldo. Unbelievably fast there. Very well done. Going to finish just over the 140 mark. Go ahead, get your GGs into chat for Tignaldo, who's going to take this match and keep the Lucky Boys perfect on the season so far. Well done to him. And Yoshi looking like he just realized the bad news there, checked the race room, got the thing there, and has decided to go ahead and put in a forfeit there. So also go ahead, get your GGs in there for Yoshi. Unfortunately today, Yoshi was undone by the Pod Big Chest there, and a decently defensible skip of, unfortunately it turned out it was 3 versus 10, but rando happens like that at times here, so. And we'll see here in just a moment if either of these runners want to come in and talk about the seed here in a moment. But while we're doing that, there, again, big shout outs to Nerve and Dolch there for doing the tracking today there, and big shout outs to Sigma there for setting everything up behind the scenes there. Who, Sigma also kind of the, the owner of the league, the head admin, if we want to call him that. El Capitan. I don't know. You put in your favorite title for him there. Big shout outs to him as well for everything. And it does sound like Yoshi will be declining an interview today. It looks like he has things to do. Not too surprising, it being, I want to say, morning around where he is. Probably more than a few things that could come up at this time. Still waiting for an answer from Tignaldo. Other than that, today, we've got a few more races coming up later today here at 2:10 p.m. Coming up. We've got a race between Faker Jr. and Nielsen Alex, 92 there. That's Mote Bashan and the Spec Rock Bonkers there. I'm going to have a race at 4:10, Potato Wee Pouch and Team Hime. That's Tam and Ravis. A few other races still around there. At 7:10 p.m. tonight, we're going to have Gilgamesh and versus Ike here. That's going to be Saha Kids, and don't forget to track us. 7:40, there's Maniacal and Trey Spire. That's going to be Bottles on Empty versus Oops All Foxes. Also, one kind of a personal one for me, we're going to have at 7:40 tonight here, we're going to have Mystic versus Shireen. That is my team. That's my team. That's Leftovers restocked there. Versus I forget what they're calling themselves this year, but some other team, Fear Agent, Gamachu, and Shireen here. Your mom's favorite rando team. There it is. I knew I was going to get to it eventually. And it does sound like Tignaldo is also going to be declining an interview today as well. Got things to do, got places to see, got other stuff. So, really, really, really great there. And man, other than that, guys, yeah, I guess in that case, I have nothing else I want to say. You guys have been nice enough to hang around and watch this race with us and keep me a little bit on track there for when I miss some things there. Thank you for joining me, definitely. And from all of us here at Speed Gaming, make sure to follow Speed Gaming 1 through 6. Like I said, races all day long. But from all of us here at ALTTPR League, we'll see you next time. Yeah, I'll have a good one.